How do you make Arnold Schwarzenegger appear to be a great actor? Surround him with actors who are worse than him. He said he'd be back, and he is. Arnold Schwarzenegger back on the big screen in The Last Stand. He plays a small-town sheriff towards the border of the United States and Mexico, and he is the last defense against a criminal who's making a run for the border. Can he keep him from crossing the border? And if he does, I'm sure there will be explosions and fistfights and all sorts of action movie cliches. Yep, they're all here in The Last Stand. But what would you expect from Schwarzenegger making his way back to the big screen? Are we excited to see him there? I think the answer is yes and no. Overall, this movie is kind of a no harm, no foul movie. It's not good, but you know what? It's not awful either. And there's just something about it that if you're a fan of Schwarzenegger and kind of these big, bold action movies, you might have a good time with. But don't expect any kind of great filmmaking or great acting. I will say there were moments I thought, Schwarzenegger's learned something being in politics. He's learned how to act. There were moments in this movie where I feel like him being governor actually had a positive impact on the way he interacted with the other characters on the screen. I bought into him as a person in many ways. And then I thought, well, maybe that's just because the people around him, they're really not that great of actors either. Let's talk about a couple of them, maybe the ones you know. Johnny Knoxville, Luis Guzman, playing kind of the comic relief in this movie. And it's one of those places where I think this movie succeeds, kind of. Nothing like a limited compliment, but those guys are funny at times. At least Luis Guzman is. Johnny Knoxville is just playing this weird, over-the-top character that I guess if you're into it may give a few laughs, but I think Luis Guzman is genuinely funny in a few moments. But other than that, the acting just completely falls short, and the plot is so paper thin, and there's not a lot of twists and turns that you don't see coming. In fact, if I had one overall negative that makes this a bad movie, it's that everything is telegraphed. I mean completely telegraphed. They treat the audience as if we are stupid. The guy throwing his keys to Arnold and saying, hey, that's my precious car, make sure nothing happens to it. I wonder what's gonna happen. You know what I think? I think it's gonna sit there and it's gonna be fine by the end of the movie, right? That's the kind of stuff that happens in this movie over and over and over again. It's a movie that tells you exactly where it's going, and to be honest, you probably knew it was going there anyway. And if you're gonna like it, you're gonna like it, and if you're not, you're not. And at the end of the day, that's The Last Stand.